We're live.
Welcome everybody to First Friday. We're so glad that you all are here this morning. I'm excited. We have a great speaker this morning who's going to be talking about marketing in particular for small businesses and those of you that might not have a full marketing department or a dedicated person to marketing, especially as you know in the last year, just with the lack of opportunities to maybe connect with people face to face, how marketing has become ever so important and also innovative and all that. So I wanted to introduce Kindra Svendsen, who's going to come up here and share with you some of her tips on marketing. So if you'll join me in welcoming Kindra, come on up.
Good morning. This is, I was telling Abby, this is my first in-person speaking engagement since 2019. So for those of you on Zoom, you're a little bit of my comfort. I'm a little scared of you all. So we'll do just fine. Like Brian said, I'm going to be talking about maximizing your small, maybe one-person marketing team and making the most of what you have. So I have been with Speak Creative. This is my 7th year, which in agency years, I'm a bit of a dinosaur when it comes to digital agency. I've seen a lot in the last 7 years. We've seen so much change. My background previously, I was with some small businesses. My first job, I worked for a gelato company, husband and wife owner, presented all sorts of challenges. They had retail, they had distribution, and I learned so much in that. So I really do understand, empathize with you, that small business. I understand resources are tight. I understand that time is your most valuable resource, and that's probably the tightest. It can feel like marketing is just an impossible task to take on and to keep up with. So I'm going to help today. I want to start a little bit. Let me make sure this is on. There it goes. It just needed a reset, I think. There we go.
Did you do that or did I do that?
Not sure. We'll go with it. A little bit about Speak. So we have been in the business since 1999. So this is our 21st year in business. Like I said, I've been with the company for 7 years. We have been profitable every year. We've grown every year. We have a single owner. So as far as agencies go, I feel like I'm personally in a pretty sweet spot. Love the company that I'm working for. We have offices in Nashville, downtown on Broadway, as well as in Memphis. And our client footprint spans the country. We've got some clients in Canada. So we are, pretty distributed. We also have fully remote workforce. So while we do have 2 offices, we have employees all across the country. So, helping our clients navigate Zoom, that's something that we do every day. So that was really interesting. I'm sure all of you are very familiar with Zoom now, but that's something that we've been using for quite some time. We do say we're a values-driven organization, so we work with a lot of meaningful organizations. That's kind of who we look to partner with. That has led us to work with a lot of nonprofits, a lot of zoos and aquariums, a lot of museums, and we believe in our values that you can see here. We also have an expert in every seat, so we don't outsource work. We have full stack developers on our team, web designers on our team, marketers on our team, and a little feather in our cap. We've been voted Memphis Business Journal's best place to work several years. And then for the first time, we have just been nominated for the Nashville Business Journal's Best in Business Award this year. So we're really excited about that. Here are a couple of the partners that we love to brag on. Like I said, we work with clients of all different sizes, small businesses. You can recognize a couple of these from here in Nashville. Like I said, a lot of museums, a lot of nonprofits, Association of Zoos and Aquariums is a big partner for us. So we work with Nashville Zoo, Memphis Zoo, you name it, and have a lot of fun doing it. So as far as the work we do, I told you about our values. This is in a nutshell what we do. We like to start at the foundational level. So web design, video, whatever that looks like for you, branding, traditional marketing. Then we go to supporting systems. That could be apps, that could be CRM integrations, that could be kind of the technical component that makes your business run. And then the part I get excited about is our strategic marketing. So that is where we take all of those foundational blocks we've built and amplify your message, which of course covers everything from search to social to blogging, PR, you name it. That is the part that we'll talk about today. So I'm excited about that. So that is enough about us. Today, here's kind of our agenda. We're going to talk about what you should be paying attention to as far as marketing goes. Then we're going to talk about how important it is to find your message, know your message. You guys all gave great elevator pitches today, so I know that that is close to your heart. Then we're going to talk about the strategy and what you do with that message. From there, I'm going to give you kind of our cheat list of tools that you need, and then we'll talk about when that's not enough. All right, so a couple marketing stats to consider here. This is from a report that just dropped on our desk a couple weeks ago, so pretty recent data. 91% of customers have visited a store because of an online experience. That should not surprise anyone. 47% of small business owners run marketing entirely on their own. Now that number is a lot more shocking to me. Nearly half of all small business owners don't have any sort of formal marketing program within their business. And then my third stat here is 50% of small businesses spend more than less than 2 hours a week on marketing efforts. So 40 hours in a week for small business owners. I know that's a lot more typically, but only 2 of those hours or less are going into marketing. So with that said, it's an easy conclusion to draw that marketing, while it's more important than ever, a lot of small businesses just don't feel equipped with the time, the resources to make it happen, the know-how to make it happen. And there is a disconnect there. So that is the purpose of me being here today, I guess. When we're looking at marketing in 2021, my colleague likes to say there's not enough coffee in the world. To me, this kind of feels like marketing. Like you kind of just throw something and see what sticks. So it's hard to know what's out, not just what's out there, but what's going to work that's out there. This would be my cheat sheet that I would share with you all. So I would break it down into 4 categories that are really important for businesses today. The first would be online performance. So that's your website, that's your Google My Business profile, how you're ranking in search, analytics, the map pins that this gentleman was talking about earlier. Then we've got your traditional, it's still there, it's not going away. You've got your branding, your collateral, your brochures, maybe some TV or outdoor ads. That's certainly important. Social media, that we used to call it digital, but it really stands on its own. So, knowing your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, you name it, knowing where you need to be and how you need to be performing there is important. And then lead generation. That is certainly for business owners or small teams, the most important kind of pillar of your marketing plan. We've got to keep people coming into that funnel for our business. So if we know kind of those pillars, but now it's important to really understand our message. When we're talking about messaging, it's a little bit more than just your elevator pitch. We've got to know who our audience is. So I say that, and of course you're like, I know who my audience is. It's everyone that could use a new house or insurance. Everyone needs that, right? But that's not exactly true. We really want to identify how those people think, what their intent is, maybe their life stage, who makes up these people, what makes them tick. We have to identify who the audience is, not just it's everyone. That is probably the question that when we ask clients, who's your audience? We can predict 9 times out of 10, they're going to say anyone. We'll sell to anyone, right? But that's not going to be your best messaging. So understanding who your audience is, maybe that it's women that are bachelor parties. That was great when you're talking about breaking down your demo. Understanding someone planning a bachelorette party, you start to understand what they're looking for versus they're a woman that's 32 or whatever. So identifying your audience, step 1. Number 2, identifying your channels. Not everyone needs to be on TikTok. Surprise, surprise. Not everyone needs to be on Twitter. Surprisingly, not everyone needs to be on LinkedIn. Understand that you don't have to be there just because it's available. I personally love Twitter, love scrolling. Don't really recommend it for most businesses, just because there's a lot of noise there, and a lot of time and a little effort isn't our best method. So Certainly for most businesses, I will recommend Facebook. Instagram is easy enough to piggyback off of Facebook since they're so intertwined, and LinkedIn. But we often are telling people, if you're not the funny TikTok kind of person, don't do it just because your daughter or your nephew like told you to be on it. It's not important. This third bullet is really, really important to me. So if you guys are familiar with the theory, I think it's the theory of the red thread of fate. Anyone heard of it? So essentially, it means that we are all connected by some commonality. Any Taylor Swift fans, she has a new song, Invisible String. It's the same concept. There is a red thread that connects each of us. So once you know your audiences, let's say you have bachelorettes, let's say you have real estate agents, and let's say that you have small families with small children. What is really important for you as a small marketing team is to find the red thread between those audiences. What that means is, what is similar about them? Are they all value driven? Do they care about price? Are they all conscious of, they love to be on Instagram? Is that a commonality between them? Find the red thread, and what you're going to do is find kind of your sweet spot of where your messaging needs to focus. Once you can draw the red thread between all of your audiences, you've got your strong message and you've got your strategy. It really starts to come together that way. Making it simple for yourself, keep it consistent. That's where I go back to, you don't need to be on every channel. You don't need to do the most. What you need to be is consistent. So if you are posting on Facebook 10 times a week, 1 week, and then you forget it for 2 months, that's not great. So if 2 posts a week is all you can do, if 3 posts a month is all you can do, the most important key there is consistency. Let people know what to expect from you. And then reevaluate. We like to say, set a reminder right now to our clients, because it's important to know that as fast as digital marketing changes, your strategy and your messaging might change. If you have a new service, you want to make sure that's in that new elevator pitch. If you've got a new audience, you want to make sure that you're on the right channel to reach them. So set a reminder to reevaluate. Sometimes that's quarterly for you, sometimes that's yearly for you, but it's really important that we're keeping up with it. So the next step, once we've kind of nailed our messaging, we know who we're going after, we know that red thread, the next step is to create our strategy. This is where I get a little bit nerdy, so go along with me here. Y'all are probably familiar with the marketing funnel: awareness, consideration, conversion, loyalty, and advocacy. Now, a lot of you, when you're reaching new business prospects, it's really easy to say, how can I meet them and sell them right now? And the truth is, most of our sales process is just not from top to bottom. Maybe a couple of us can get that, but if we're really looking at a marketing strategy, we have to understand that there are steps in the funnel that we have to take those audiences through. When we're talking about the funnel, we have to understand that sometimes we're not top to bottom, but sometimes we float in each stage. So if we're looking at this awareness stage, maybe I've heard, you're right here, I'm sorry, I'm gonna use you. Maybe I've heard of AR Workshop. Maybe I saw a friend post about it. That sounds great, I should check it out. Next time I see a Facebook post, oh, I've been meaning to do that. Next time I have a girls' night, I should remember that. Then I'm talking to a friend and they're like, had a great time at AR Workshop. And I'm like, you know what, I have an event, I'm gonna go do it. You have to understand that that's at least 3 touch points before I've actually moved to the consideration phase. So understand that your user journey is absolutely not linear. I'll move on from AR Workshop, and I have an example here of an HVAC company. So if we're looking at what our goals are, our primary goals for any HVAC company, this might look familiar to you: new customers, system upgrades, service contracts. We know those are the things that keep our business rolling. Our secondary goals, well, that's quote requests, service appointments. They're not as profitable for us, but they are staples of our business. And then tertiary goals, this is our marketing goals, right? We want great Facebook reach. We want good Google reviews. Does that put money in our pockets? Not directly, right? Those are a little more high funnel, but we certainly need them. Once you outline your goals, you don't have to go 3 levels, but I think that's pretty natural to have 3 levels of goals. It's important to understand where those fall in your funnel. So new customers, that's your conversion funnel. So understand your primary goal, you have to move them, new customers, all the way from awareness down to that conversion piece. Now that we understand, we've got our messaging, we've got our strategy, we understand we've got to move them from the top to the bottom. It's really important for small teams to be able to maximize using tools. So if you are like me, you get probably 10 emails a day of SaaS companies trying to sell you one more tool for automation. I see some nods, a free trial of this email automation tool, a lead generation, an SEO blog writer. They're always in our inbox, right? Saying they're going to help us sell more business. I'm here to tell you, I'm very confident that if you can stick to these 4 components, you will have maximized your time. So I want to talk about social scheduling, email marketing, a CRM, and then lastly, amplified and earned marketing. So social scheduling, this is something that I will often harp on. It is really hard for businesses to think through what should I post 2 weeks from now. It doesn't feel natural to most of us. We don't know what's going to happen 2 weeks from now, but the short-term work we can put in now gives us so much long-term gain. So my first point really, you need these second points to understand a little bit more, but off the cuff thoughts. So if I am coming to the chamber and I'm going to post, hey, I'm at the chamber, can't wait to talk to you guys. That's great. Put that on your story, put that on kind of your immediate boots on the ground, where people can see exactly what you're doing at the moment. When you're thinking about scheduling posts on social, think about the evergreen messaging that's going to be relevant to people. So not only am I speaking now, and that's great, but let's post about that I do speaking engagements, that people can talk to us about these things. And, I'm speaking on it in 2 weeks from now. That's the better message. Sitting down to plan out a strategy actually saves you time because you can think through how you want to post on all of your channels. It also gets the right language. You're not having to pull over on the side of the road and type a message out and then figure out how to put that Facebook message onto Twitter and that Twitter message onto LinkedIn or whatever that looks like. If you can sit down and focus, you're going to maximize your time. And again, consistency is key. If you can't do 10 posts a week, no problem. Whatever is consistent for you is what you need to go with. We use Sprout Social for ourselves and for several of our clients, and it gives you, best times to post. It can help you automate when to post. It allows you to plan it for multiple channels at once. So I do recommend a tool like Sprout Social. It's a little bit more expensive, but there's Buffer, there is Hootsuite. There's so many tools out there. Facebook has a native scheduler now that works really great as well. And we've actually seen a couple years ago, there were tons of reports that reach doesn't go as high when you use a scheduling tool, and that is not the case anymore. Facebook has built that in. They understand it's a pretty solid piece of anyone's marketing plan, and so the reach is really just based on content at this point. Email marketing has really stood the test of time. It was here way before social media. It was here right alongside radio ads and TV ads, and it has continued to be super effective for us. So it allows you to get that brand recognition out there, understand that not every time someone receives an email from you will they need your service. But if I have heard from that HVAC company 3 times about how to make sure that my bill is lowered in the winter, how I can maximize the use of fresh air in the summer. When I need service, they're going to be top of mind. So email is great for that top of mind awareness. It is also a quick and effective way to get in front of leads. So some automation and new customers. We actually have an automation set up that when we market proposal 1 in our CRM and send out a first email from our salesperson, it triggers a follow-up email a week later from our CEO welcoming customers to the Speak family. Now that's an automation. That's not something that our CEO has to sit down and write every week, but it's a customer touch point that is a feel good, allows us to really connect with our client in an automated way, saves us time. So the CRM piece, we use Copper. There's several out there. HubSpot has a free CRM that you can start with if you're not familiar. But we have found that a customer relationship management system has been a crucial part to our business. One like Copper for us, for instance, tracks anytime that anyone on our team has contacted a business lead. We have it integrated with our accounting system, so we can see when they last spent money with us, how much that was. If they have an unpaid bill even, we can easily get their address. We can see other contacts in the organization that we've worked with. It has really, really been beneficial just to amplify our marketing. It helps us segment our marketing as well. So if I am putting on a webinar for zoo and aquarium folks, and I send it out to our entire list, it's not going to land with you at all. And you're not with a zoo or aquarium. Why would you want to attend the webinar? But if I can go in there, pull a list of industry specific contacts and send it out, I've cut my time in half. I don't have to, parse through a list or pull them manually. I've got a list that it can go directly to. So most of you probably have some kind of CRM, but understand that it will amplify your marketing if you can get all of your data in there. And then we go back to strategic marketing. This might be my favorite component, which is just amplify and earn. For small marketing teams, one of the most important things you can do is recruit your audience members to be a part of your marketing team. Ask your audience to like, comment, share, review, talk about you. Let them be your marketing interns, if you will. Over here on the right-hand side, you can see these are a couple clients. I have two examples here. And you can see over in the far right category where the blue and pink is, that is likes and then engagements. So comments, shares, etc. And what you see is the more people have shared, you see how vastly different the reach is, which is that brown column. So this last piece of content here, it had 520 pieces of engagement on it, and our reach was over 8,000 versus a post 2 days earlier or 3 days earlier that only reached 1,600. So the 10% rule here is a new kind of piece of information that's come out that says that Facebook and Instagram, when you post, they're going to show your 10% of your audience your post, which doesn't feel like a lot. But what they're going to do is see how that 10% reacts. And if that 10% reacts well, they're going to show 10% more and then 10% more. So they're going to amplify your content based on how it performs. So you understand just really how important it is that that 10% is locked in, wanting to share your content and able to help spread your message for you. And then lastly, the press releases, partnerships, partnering with an insurance company and Waves. I mean, great partnership. Now you've got cross promotion. You've got other people and other businesses talking about you. That's great. Asking your best and most loyal customers to leave reviews, not only on Facebook and with their friends, but Google My Business is huge right now. Yelp is big if you're in the restaurant industry. Just getting those good reviews and getting other people to talk about you is really, really important. So if you can focus on earned media, amplifying your message through your audience, you will amplify your time quite a lot here. Here's my other example. You can see even more of a giant gap here. So if you look at the second from bottom, one person liked and shared the post, you can see it reached 400 people. But the post after that, we had 217 people like, comment, share. Then we had, like and share, 329 comments, and our reach bumped up to 2,300 for that specific post. So I don't remember which business is which here, but one was a small business and one was a museum. I think this is a small business. So you can see just how important that is. So you see it again. These are the 4 pillars where I would spend my time as small businesses: social scheduling, email marketing, getting that CRM integration up and running, and then amplifying and earning your media. My last point is to know when to ask for help. So I told you I've been on the small business side. It can feel like all of your plates are in the air, that you're on fire and you're not sure where to turn. That's okay. Ask yourself these questions. First, are you maxed out on time? Are you just finding there's not enough hours in the week, hours in the month to get things done? Have you reached the limit of your knowledge or expertise? Believe it or not, it's okay. We understand how many hats that business owners and small marketing teams wear. You guys are often doing the events, doing all of the sales, promotional material. You've got business functions to run, and it's okay if you're not aware of, you know, the latest trends in Instagram or whatever platform or what we're looking at. So if you feel like you have reached your limited knowledge, that's a good sign that you need some help. If you feel stuck or you need someone to just come in and look at what you're doing, that's a common thing that we hear, is that businesses are like, well, I'm doing all of it, but it's kind of a machine and I don't know if it works together, and you know, I'm stuck here and that's preventing progress in another area. That's a great time. And then rethinking ROI, understanding if your business is growing, your ROI is growing, and sometimes we need to invest in that to amplify that a little bit more. So if I can back up into our funnel, we talk about our messaging. We have our strong messaging. We know how we're going to sell all of our HVAC units. We know our strategy is to get people from awareness all the way down into that loyalty funnel. Here's where our pillars start to come in. So when we're looking at awareness, we've got ads. That's going to tell people who you are. We've got your Google My Business. So we've got your address, your phone number, pictures of your business, reviews of your business, directions to your business. That is for that awareness stage. We've got your search visibility. What are you doing with SEO? Are people finding you when they're searching for your service? This starts to get a little messy, but go with me here. Improved social presence. Are people able to research you and then come to your Facebook and see that, oh, you're an active company, you're posting, you're an expert in your subject? That's all part of the awareness funnel. Then we move down to consideration, remarketing. If you're not familiar with remarketing, it is a pixel that is placed on your website so that when people visit your page, no matter how they got there, once they go back to Facebook, we want them to see your ad. Once they're shopping for shoes, we want them to see your display ad. There's all sorts of things that can be done with remarketing, and it is very cost efficient, something I definitely recommend. Responding to reviews. Again, if I'm maybe considering having my party that I need to throw at AR Workshop, I want to see what other people have experienced there. So in that consideration phase, I'm looking at those Google reviews. It's really important that that's a good experience for us. Creating email incentives and drip campaigns that can get people all the way down the funnel. Giving them some sales involvement, email offers, that is there in that conversion stage. That's where we have that direct contact and we're hopefully making the sale. Maybe we're going to leave behind a brochure. That's going to ensure loyalty. We're going to get them to share with us, maybe, you know, share with a neighbor. We're going to send them a satisfaction survey, get them to leave a Google review. That's what the review drip means. We're going to send them a series of emails that just asks for that review and feedback. Maybe we're going to send them a handwritten note from the CEO. Then we're going to give a referral offer, share a campaign. Again, here's what you can get if you share us with your neighbors. And then maybe we send a surprise and delight package. So what we've done here, we've created our machine. We've got all of the different tactics we want to use for each part of the funnel. We know what our messaging is, and we've got a really well-rounded marketing machine that we can be consistent with. We can kind of rinse and repeat. We know it's going to work with several different types of clients. And so now we know what our marketing strategy is. We're going to be able to reach all 3 tiers of our goals this way because we've thought through our messaging. And that's all I have for you. I can go back to the slide. I know I saw some people taking pictures, but I do think it's really important to be able to amplify what you're doing. It's a really important job, but it feels sometimes like you're out there alone, and you're definitely not. So I'm happy to answer some questions and talk a little bit more if you guys have anything to talk through.
Anyone have any questions aside from taking lots of pictures of the screens?
And I can make sure that there's
Yeah.
copies that they can
Yes,
be sent
if
out.
you- yeah,
Would you
we
be
can
comfortable
send-
sharing that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to see that again.
Yeah. Absolutely. I don't know if y'all want to share or my contact information's on the last slide too.
I can email everyone.
Perfect.
registered.
Awesome.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you. I think the important thing that I heard through that was to have a strategy. I know those of us that have kids, especially teenagers who are all over social media, sometimes you think that whatever they're doing is what you need to be doing, and that's not always the case for that. So appreciate that. Thank you. So hey, Lee's telling me to talk louder. I don't talk real loud. So anyway, we've got one thing. Lee's gonna walk around, and if those of you who have business cards, if you want to throw your business card in the little jar that she has, don't touch the jar though. Just let her touch. We're gonna do a drawing to give away a golf team at our golf classic next Wednesday. So it'll be a golf team for a foursome. Whoever the lucky winner is can go on our website. We'll give you all the information, and you can select the tee time for your foursome at the tournament next week, and we will go from there. Those of you online, sorry, you don't get to participate in the drawing, but you can maybe be at a virtual golf tournament.
I see Dariana's question.
Yeah, do you want to, okay, so we did get a question in last minute. If you want to answer it real quick.
Sure. Hi, Dariana.
Will you restate the question?
Yeah, so the question is, have you recommended TikTok to any of your clients? Would love to hear about it. Yes, we absolutely have. In particular, museums are a great place where we can just educate and entertain. That's the biggest reason I would recommend it, not to, actually sell people, but if you can be entertaining and it's great for your audience. Specifically, we work with the National Civil Rights Museum, and TikTok's a great opportunity for them because there's a whole generation of people that we need to engage. And so, sharing civil rights information or maybe zoos and aquariums, really great to put penguins and sloths on TikTok. If you can entertain with your business, then yes, TikTok is a good place.
All right, perfect. And are we ready for our drawing?
All right.
I mixed them well.
Stack. First stack. Nice. Stack time.
Yay, congratulations. Stack already has a team in case the virtual folks are wondering.
Darren Thompson.
Darren, congratulations, Darren.
Get to recruit,
Get to recruit Darren. Yes. All right. Anybody wants to golf on his team, maybe you go see him now. So anyway, again, thank you for those of you that came this morning. Always check out, again, our events website to see what is happening. We've got First Friday happens, obviously the first Friday of every month. As we can have more in-person events and things, we're certainly going to be doing that. Also be checking for ribbon cuttings. We have ribbon cuttings on a regular basis. Great place to go connect with people and new businesses out in the community. So again, thank you for coming this morning and sharing. Thank you all for attending both online and also here in person. So thank you.